Hello, everybody, and welcome to another edition of the Marvel Rewind. In this case, She-Hulk episode 4. We are here to discuss a little bit of She-Hulk. Probably a shorter episode because not anything crazy going on in this episode. But with me, as always, is Jake. How you doing?
Hanging in there, man. Just trying to stay cool. I'm still couch surfing for the week when it comes to podcasting. So I'm good. It's I'm trying to stay cool.
I know. I'm ready for this to be over.
How are you, Brian?
Fine. Just fine. Literally same as you. I think we're all just over it here in California right now. It's 111 according to my watch at 5 o'clock in the afternoon. But that's not here or there. We are here to talk a little bit about the newest episode of She-Hulk, episode number 4. Initial thoughts, Mr. Berlin.
I didn't hate the episode, but this is the first time I've felt with a lot of... This is the first time, I think, in the Marvel Disney Plus show era that I've felt the term filler episode. And again, I didn't hate the episode. I didn't hate it. I don't know if it served a purpose, is all I'm saying.
I echo your thoughts wholeheartedly.
I thought it was enjoyable. There's some funny moments. Like they're amping up the character of Jennifer Walters and maybe laying footstones down for something, but it very much just kind of felt like was it necessary?
That's fair. Like I said, I completely agree. This was the first one that I've truly felt was like, okay, we're doing a sitcom series, and this is just an episode.
Mm-hmm. And Andy, I think Andy's right. Its purpose was that it was hilarious. And I don't disagree, but when it's all said and done, am I going to say, it was great as 9 or should have been 8 episodes?
Yeah. I think for me, this was one of the clearest, this is a sitcom. Not every episode serves a major purpose, pushing, in this case, the MCU forward. I just think it was there to make you laugh, give you some Wong. Kind of like she said, give us the episode Twitter armor for the week.
Yeah,
because Wong is in it.
Yeah.
But yeah, nothing crazy. Nothing that is changing the MCU moving forward. Yes,
Wongers, Brian. Wongers. No, there's not like a cataclysmic event happening from anything that happened in this episode.
No.
And we talked about it, I think it might have been last week, that I kind of theorized that the show is going to be split up between almost 3 different sections, where you have the lawyer Blonsky side of it all, where she's defending cases, we're getting involved with her character, she's kind of learning this new role as the head of the superhuman law division. And then I said that the middle part is going to be Daredevil. I 100% believe that next episode is Daredevil.
Really?
I'm all in. I think everything that is currently going in the storyline it almost feels like it's wrapped up. Everything except for Titania. Obviously, her suing Jennifer Walters for the name of She-Hulk is a storyline that's going to come back up. But Blonsky, I think at the moment is over and done with. I think Wong, to a point, I feel like his story, I don't know if we need to see him again. I'm all in on the fact that I think next episode is Daredevil.
Well, I think you and I both picked 5.
Yeah.
You picked 5. Yeah, I picked 5.
I originally said 3, but I forgot that it was a 9-episode series, so I said 5.
Okay.
Yeah.
So, I mean, if it is 5 and we were both right, it would be the next one.
And that's a great point by Gordon. Like, what if Matt Murdock's her lawyer? Like, it's very possible that that's how he gets brought in, because we've been wondering, right? We talked about it last week, you, me, and Keith, about, okay, what brings him to LA? Like, why does he come, or why does she go to New York? Like, at the moment, it seems like everything's going to be Los Angeles. She's being sued. She's being sued in the state of California, which means that the show is going to take place in Los Angeles. I'm like, 1, it would be really cool if he is her lawyer, but 2, why? Like, how? Why? Because he's a low ball, not a low ball, but like a low
He's
class.
a pro bono lawyer.
Yeah, he's a low class Hell's Kitchen lawyer. That's what he is. So like, why would he be Titania's lawyer? But it would be super cool if he was. Like, he's the lawyer and she's being sued, where they're not facing each other in court, but he's trying to essentially like put the damages on her, which is a cool thing. I don't know. I mean, I don't know. And her not knowing who he is, but him knowing who she is. Because remember, everyone knows who She-Hulk is, Jennifer Walters. Nobody knows that Matt Murdock is Daredevil. So that entire time, like, say that he is going against her in court, and she's the person on, like, in court on trial, whatever you want to say. That entire time, he's basically saying, "You stole the name of She-Hulk." In his back of his mind, he's like, "I'm a superhero. You're a superhero, but you don't know that I'm a superhero." Like, that's a cool little dynamic there.
It's clever. Do I think that's what's going to happen? Probably not.
No. And again, it just doesn't make sense for him to be the lawyer. It doesn't.
Yeah, that's my thing. Because I mean, her whole thing is she is like this influencer, bougie, like.
It's going to be someone we've met.
Oh, you think?
Mm-hmm. I think so. I think we've met enough lawyers at this point where it's going to be someone that we've met. Like, did she have someone in the very first episode that we met at the firm that she was at? Did we meet anybody at the firm? I have to go back and watch the first episode.
No, the only real standout people was the paralegal friend, the douchey guy that got tricked into thinking he was dating Megan Thee Stallion.
Here's my question, Brian. So she's running the superhuman law division, right? And Titania at the moment she's suing Jennifer Walters for the name of She-Hulk. And I don't know if this works like in the word of like in like legal form, but can Titania use her own firm against her? Can she use the superhuman law division against Jennifer Walters?
I don't see why she couldn't.
So I think that the dude is going to be her lawyer. The guy we've met.
Which one?
The one that
the bad guy from Arrow?
Yeah. He works in the superhuman law division, right?
Do people sue each other in their own firm, though?
That's what I'm asking. Like, that's legitimately why I'm asking. Like,
yeah.
But if Titania is hiring them, would it make a difference?
I would assume
she's a superhero, and they are the only superhuman law out there.
That we know of. I think
at this point,
very much. I would assume, just like in real life, someone has a good idea and they immediately copy it. And
yeah, but it's probably only been like what, 3 weeks, 4 weeks?
Maybe. I have no idea.
I guess someone could put it together pretty quickly, but I don't know. It would be an interesting storyline if she was being sued by her own firm.
It would be.
Because remember, the boss very much sees She-Hulk and Jennifer Walters as two different people.
That is true. He does.
So Jennifer Walters would be sued, not She-Hulk. Well, no, She-Hulk would be sued, not Jennifer Walters. Technically, I don't know. It's all confusing. Maybe I'm getting too much into it. I don't know.
I need to see the document now. The document to see what. Maybe I'll.
Well, I know that the guy at the door said Jennifer Walters. I think is what he said. So
I'm sure if you look close enough on the document, though, there's probably.
Let me pull it up on my phone.
That's,
see if I can
I'm
zoom
literally
in on my
pulling.
phone.
Yeah, if you hear the episode, ignore it. But yeah, no, I'm glad we're finally seeing Titania. Personally, she's like
we saw her in the first episode, and now we're getting episode 5, and we haven't seen her since.
Which it's funny because her entrance in that first episode seems very much like a later episode, which I mean still may or may not be true, but it doesn't. I mean, it seems like they've met before. Okay. Mary McPherson as owner of She-Hulk by Titania, a company. Plaintiff. Okay, it's suing Jennifer Walters.
Yeah, so it's suing her, not She-Hulk. And again, we could be diving into something that's absolutely ridiculous, but
and it is, and the lawsuit's the court would take place in California because at the top it says Central District.
Yeah.
Of PA.
What I mean, I'm just saying, like, what if she's sued by her own division? It's very possible.
I don't know how law works. I would assume you wouldn't want to.
Yeah.
But I mean, that isn't out of.
Either way, I think we're pulling as much as we can to try and talk about this episode. Let's be honest here. There's not a lot to talk about. I will say about the whole Wong stuff. Very interesting. Donnie Blaze is an interesting character. It looked like he was just kind of a cheap shot magician. Then we find out that he's got one of the sling rings, which I think is very interesting. How did he get that? And it seems like he kept the one that he was
in yeah, he was in combat.
But I'm saying, like, don't you think they would have taken that back?
Probably snuck out with it.
You would think that they would take those back, you know, if you get kicked out of, let's just call it strange training, just for the fun of it. Yeah, I don't know. You would think that they would have like GPS on those things, essentially, like
yeah,
if they lose them or if they get stolen or whatever. But either way, this dude's been going around for a couple of years, slinging some rings and throwing people in wacko dimensions.
Yeah.
Did that girl walk out, by the way, of a portal with a heart in her hand? Was that a heart?
I think so.
Dude, it was something bloody disgusting.
Yeah, I'm pretty sure it was a heart. I mean, am I the only one that thought that Wong was throwing those demons into the frozen Wonder Gore from? I mean, it could literally be any snow.
Maybe honestly, like I'm not gonna I didn't hate the episode, but I was honestly not paying attention as much as I had been in the past because I was kind of like let down by how like almost not connected it felt to what had been going on like with the overall storyline. But again, I think I need to really like 100% buy into the fact that I need to look at it as a weekly sitcom where some episodes don't connect, and that's okay. And like I said, I didn't hate the episode, but I think I just need to get over the fact that maybe not every single episode is going to connect like I expect them to. It's not going to be WandaVision or Loki or whatever, where the ending of this episode leads right into the next. Like that's not what it's going to be.
Yeah.
It almost feels like every episode has a start and a finish, and then they restart.
I feel like it is going to start doing that more now.
I think like maybe episode 6 or maybe like the end of next episode is going to set something up. And then from there, we're going to pick up with a storyline that's going to like go home to the finish line. At least that's kind of what I'm hoping for. Because that kind of bookmarked like the halfway mark. We're at 4 episodes. We have 5. 4.5 episodes of one storyline. 4.5 episodes of like a sitcom-y, get your feel of what this is all about. But yeah, I mean, like the Wong stuff was cool, you know, and him being brought back into the fold, and those other dimensions and throwing strangers into them is a very intriguing idea. How long has this Donnie Blaze been doing that? And is he related to the Johnny Blaze? That's the question everyone's going to be asking. Is he related to the Johnny Blaze? I don't know. Very curious.
I mean, yeah, they definitely tease Ghost Rider. I mean, Johnny Blaze, he gets his power from hell. She's sent literally to hell, like Madison with two N's and one Y in the place that you don't expect it to be, or whatever it was.
That girl plays a great drunk, by the way.
That was pretty good. She was pretty good.
Really good drunk.
She was making me laugh, probably most out of the episode. Yeah, the demon goat's name is Jake. Go figure.
Yeah, there's been like 3 people in the chat that's called me the demon so far, so that's okay.
Fair.
I'm Mephisto, everybody.
Yeah, that's probably the closest actually that we've gotten to Mephisto since like the
and total sidebar. This has nothing to do with what we're talking about, but I have a total new theory about the Lord of the Rings and Sauron. So we can talk about that.
So do I. I saw TikTok. I can't take credit for it.
You saw TikTok? Was it on something on TikTok?
Yeah.
Oh, I just have a guess. I guess I could say it. I think it's the dude that Galadriel's with.
Yeah, I saw that. That was.
Oh, is that what TikTok's saying?
Well, there's 2 of them.
They stole it from me.
Yeah. And notice that bad guys, the fire doesn't hurt them, and fire didn't hurt those people that touched the guy that fell from the sky. Anyways.
Well, no, so I don't know why all of a sudden we're talking about Lord of the Rings. It's my fault, but no. So the Harfoots, when they were touching the fire, said, "Oh, it's not hot."
Yeah.
If you remember in the very beginning of the first episode, the elves were touching fire, and they said,
"Yeah,
fire's not hot because of evil."
That's what I mean.
Yeah. Okay. So the Harfoots aren't evil, but he's evil, which makes the fire not hot. Okay.
Yeah.
Okay. Yeah. Anyway, She-Hulk.
Well, if you want to talk more Lord of the Rings, catch Jacob and Keith on Saturdays.
Yeah.
But yeah, She-Hulk dating. I feel her.
Dude, she's not just dating. She that girl is thirsty.
She's not thirsty. She just wants companionship. And
dude,
then
she heard 2 words from the pediatrician, and she was like, "Committed to get to go. I'm taking you home." That's all she wanted.
I mean, if you saw someone extremely your type, and they were in a very great work field, absolutely.
I'm just saying, she went on it quick. She jumped that train real quick.
Good for her.
Yes, the lock screen was great. You know what's a bummer about that, by the way? That got spoiled for me last week because it was in the episode trailer or something. I saw it last week. I didn't look at it. It was on Twitter. Someone screenshotted it and posted it on Twitter.
Yeah, I try to avoid that stuff as much as possible.
People are just dumb. No, I was just randomly scrolling and it just popped up. I'm like, oh, that's Captain America's butt.
Yeah, I don't really know why they're doing. I mean, I get it. You're promoting the coming episode, but they've done it every single week, which kind of is annoying. Like, let the episode play out.
It was funny though. I like that they're playing with that, and they're playing up Jennifer Walters' humor and the type of character that she is. That she doesn't take things serious unless she really needs to. Like it's that moment at the end of whenever we saw the Goon Squad or whatever their name is,
the Wrecking Crew,
the Wrecking Crew. When she was like kind of like all jokey, and all of a sudden when she needed to be serious, she's like, "Oh wait, I have to do this," and then she got all serious. That's the type of character she is.
Yeah.
And I like that they're playing into that every episode, and they're making sure that we know that this character is much different than a lot of the characters. Like she's very different than an Ant-Man, whereas an Ant-Man, like in fights, he's still joking around and stuff. Her, when she's in the moment, she's going to be taking it serious like a Hulk would. But the second it's over, she goes back to her kind of funny, loving self. So I like that they're really hitting that home and making sure that people who don't know the character of She-Hulk understand who Jennifer Walters is, excuse me, and and Tatiana Maslany, again, I'll say it every single week until I'm wrong, but this woman is fantastic and perfect for this role. She is so good.
Oh, you're wrong.
Um,
There is no wrong.
well, I'm just saying until like something where I'm just like, oh, she didn't pull that off right, which I don't think it will ever come. But I just think that they hit a home run with her, and having her involved is so, it's just so nice because she's not like the typical actors and actresses that we get with these roles, whereas they're very well known, like the Chris Evans or the Josh Brolins or the Scarlett Johanssons. She is not a household name.
No.
She came from a show called Orphan Black, which was a very Emmy award heavy show, but to the average audience, she's not someone that people are either going to recognize or recognize via name. And for them to take a chance on her and give her this role, this vehicle to kind of show off her skills in a role of She-Hulk, and really, plant herself and almost kind of create a different kind of version of She-Hulk. I love it. I love it so much. I love that they're doing it, and I'm such a fan of her, and I can't wait to see what she does in the future. So,
I will say, as my the last little bit before we wrap up, I will say, seeing her fight, even if it wasn't like, I mean, she was just kind of just grabbing demons and throwing them and stuff. Like, that got me excited because I'm like, dude, when she's going to be going up against, like, I don't know, probably like aliens or something at some point that are like invading Earth or whatever, like seeing her like fighting is going to be freaking dope.
Well, I mean, just think of, honestly, we're always going to compare her to a Hulk, but they're going to do something different with her to make sure she's not like him. It'll be much more in a sense of like, I think her fighting style, like Bruce Banner's Hulk, he does a lot of jumping around, and it's a lot of
aggressive.
Yeah, it's like running around and running through whatever he can, and running through doors or walls or jumping from building to building, whatever. She's gonna do that, but she's also gonna be very similar to kind of what Steve Rogers and Black Widow were in the very first Avengers, where they were the ground people who held their stands. She's going to be there, standing there, making sure people don't go through a line, or
be much more strategic than it is just throwing.
It's going to be much more hand to hand. She's going to be much more of a hand to hand type of person, where she's basically going to be like, "You got to get through me. I'm not going to go through you. Come through me." I think that's kind of what it's going to be like, and we've seen that from her so far. But you're right. I can't wait to see her fight some intergalactic beast that she just absolutely mops through. So.
Yeah.
It's exciting, man. I think she's a great addition so far. I can't wait to see what the show does in the last 5 episodes. Titania is coming back into the fold. We get to see Daredevil. I think the show has yet to hit its peak, which is very exciting.
I completely agree with you, sir. But that is going to probably do it for us, unless you have anything else.
No, I mean, I tried to go for as long as I could. I was stretching there. So
yeah, well. Like we said, crazy wild episode. Who knows? I mean, hopefully now that Titania, who seems to be kind of like her rival, if you will, is coming back into the fold, we might have more like actual like storyline to go off of. But yeah, thank you for joining us. We do this every Thursday. But yeah, for Apocalypse Movies and the Marvel Rewind, thank you for joining us, and we'll see you guys next time.